What's up, everybody? Admittedly, this isn't the video I planned on releasing today, but I'm not yet satisfied with the script I've been working on, so I'm gonna give it another few days to improve. Because of that, I've shuffled some stuff around, and so here we are. Originally, this current video was gonna be fleshed out in a couple weeks, but oh well. It ultimately doesn't matter if it comes to light now, so whatever. Anyways, not too long ago I put out a channel update which highlighted my plans for giving YouTube a greater focus. The short and narrow being that I want to grow this into something I'm proud of and something which is successful. And so today, I'd like to detail the new content I intend to debut within the near-ish future. As I've previously stressed, the content I'm currently known for will not be going anywhere. There will still be shorter, opinionated, and/or investigative pieces about random things from within the world of games, or just the world in general, as well as game reviews and Twitch compilations. However, I do want to expand a few things within those realms. For instance, I no longer want to review only the newest releases. Some of my favorite titles of last generation came out before I began writing professionally, and honestly I'd love to cover them. I can't yet put a timetable for when I'll do this, but I intend to review Prey 2017, Enter the Gungeon, Alien Isolation, and other games which I hold dear. On top of that, I'd like to do lengthier analysis videos. These won't replace reviews, but will instead serve as additional content. These videos would go beyond the critique of a normal review and will focus more on story aspects, the developmental side of things, and the like. The first of these will be about Never Alone. I chose this title because I want to explore the impact and importance of games that serve to educate. I'm a huge fan of documentaries, and I find this title to be an interesting crossover of two entirely separate mediums. Moving away from reviews, when it comes to my investigative work, I want to tackle larger projects. My recent Cyberpunk 2077 video, which clocked in at an hour, was quite a doozy, but there's other stories which I think deserve an equally thorough treatment. One of these being sexual abuse allegations from within the game industry. This is obviously a heavy topic, but I believe I have a unique perspective to add to the conversation, so I'd like to do so. That is just one example though, as I have 6 to 7 major stories I'd like to provide coverage to within the next 6 months. The biggest probably being my analysis on Gamergate as a whole. It gets cited and referenced within a few of my videos, so I think it would help if people saw my breakdown of the entire debacle. This is a gargantuan project though, so it's a few months off. Alongside all that will just be random videos I'd like to produce. Way back in April, I binged a bunch of horrible horse games for my Twitch audience, and I want to write a comical essay about the existential dread these awful asset flipping titles brought me. Cause trust me, you don't know real pain until you've played nearly every single horse game on the PSN store. It was fucking horrible. But that awful stuff aside, keeping with that randomness will be book reviews, audience Q&As, and even some re-uploads of older videos. The latter because not too long ago I delisted some stuff and I'd like to re-record them with my newer and better mic setup, as well as give them better visual editing. My reasoning for this is because I make arguments in them that I think are good and worth hearing, but as videos, they frankly just suck. And within the world of YouTube, it helps get a message across if there's good audio and visual production, so I want to give them a second chance at life. I know already this sounds like a lot, and I also know within not just YouTube but even content creation as a whole, it's common and probably even expected that creators choose a lane and stick to it. But I've been lucky with my career in that I'm often able to do whatever it is that I want to do. It's not out of the ordinary for me to cover riots from the front lines one week, only to then review games or stream on Twitch the entirety of the next. I value my creative freedom, and creative freedom is something this channel will reflect. I'm not here to make content for content's sake. That's not interesting or fun for me. I make the content I make because I have something to say about something which interests or affects me, or because I want to educate people about something. This last point serves as a segue towards the introduction of my first of 2 new series. It'll be called High Society, how's that for a pun, and this will be a set of videos that are about anything and everything. Basically whatever interests me within the moment and which has no ties to my usual set of topics. Some episodes will be about cool things from history, others will be scientific, and others still will just be crazy and absurd stories from our modern times. I've always wanted to make documentaries, and I see the series as a way for me to chase an old passion by making miniature ones. The first High Society episode will be about Nopta Playa. This is an archaeological site which predates the dawn of civilization, and it's something I've always found fascinating, so I want to write about it. Educating people with my weird sense of humor just sounds fun. And in some ways, that's what I want my content to be. I want it to be fun and interesting. There's a time and a place for controversies and outrage, and I'll still have content that dives into those messes, but I don't want to be defined by that, which leads me to my second series I plan to produce. Its working title is the Video Game Movie List, and it'll be a series where each episode I watch and review a movie based on a video game. But the hook is at the end of each episode I rank what I just watched. The first episode will be about Double Dragon, so for example, when the episode ends, being the first one, by default, Double Dragon will therefore be my favorite video game film because it's ranked at number 1. But if the next week I watch Resident Evil and I like that one more, well then Resident Evil becomes my favorite, and so on and so forth. Eventually ranking everything from 1 to 2 to 3 to 400. This is intended to last years, and it'll serve as my attempt at ranking every video game film I see. I'm still in the process of getting art assets for this, but I hope to launch the first episode by September. It's something I'm actually really quite excited for, as it'll allow me to write scripts that are more humorous than my usual fare, which should make for an entertaining time. And that's mostly it for what I plan to do going forward. I know all of that sounds like a lot, and as a one-person team, yeah, it kinda is. But I'm here, I'm motivated, and I'm ready to take this channel to the next level. Currently my views aren't amazing, but I get great reception from those who do watch this content, and I fully believe I have the potential to turn this into a successful venture. So that's what I'm going to invest my time in attempting to do. It won't be easy, but I think I've created a content plan that will keep it exciting, not just for my audience, but for me. Now let's just all cross our fingers that I don't fumble the ball.